Okay, let's see if that works. Still not showing up. Okay, but it's showing up here. But it's not playing. Okay, I think it might have started playing. Is the audio doing okay? Okay, let's see if... Yeah, this is weird. Okay, I think it's working now. Anyway, gonna say I hope that works. Okay. Anyway, I think that works now. Looks like I'm actually broadcasting anywhere. Before it seemed it wasn't working at all. Now let's see what we can do with our missions. Okay, there's a hard mission. There's a normal mission, which gives us an interesting weapon. I do like that it doesn't cause any cognition. Um, Machine Spear, immobilize the target. Huh. That's an interesting one. There's a decent amount of Blackstone. On the other hand, I can do the Kefra mission, get an okay pistol. Ooh, wait, it actually ignores armor. That's pretty good. That's definitely interesting that it ignores armor. I do get a Skitari Alpha, but the Alpha is not particularly impressive to be honest. And the Blackstone is just okay. Now, this guy, for a normal mission, gives me a healing item, which has a decently long cooldown, but I always like healing because that seems to be a bit of an issue. A commission cost item that all energy attacks gain +1 energy damage for 1 round. That could be interesting. It does cost 1 cognition point, but it does have the benefit that affects all weapons, so if I have a very shooty character with a lot of range weapons, that can definitely be good. However, it's not the most interesting, and these enemies look kind of frightening, to be honest. Like a Canoptic Acanthite is definitely, or Acanthite, is definitely not the easiest enemy. This one has a Death Mark, Acanthites, and Necron Warriors, while I also gain, let's see, I gain the ability to extract a Cognition point. That's pretty good. I gain some Blackstone, and I gain the Macro Stubber. The Macro Stubber is pretty good, but I'm not the biggest fan of the fact that that it costs 1 cognition point. If it wasn't that, I'd definitely be more interested. So I think I kind of want to do Kefra's mission, although, what's here? Necron Immortal, Flayed One Warriors, and a Deathmark. The Deathmark's kind of annoying, but honestly, I think this is probably the best item because it gives me the ability to upgrade my weapons, and it has the ability to ignore armor, which is really big because I've been kind of getting destroyed by that. So, let's put our 3 priests into the play. I do kind of want one of these. The question is, what's the actual range on these guys. So what am I... This is the one thing I don't like, though, is that it doesn't show me the stats. Because I wish I saw what the weapons actually did. Now, one thing I'm wondering is... Let me see if the audio's doing fine. Okay, looks like the audio's doing pretty okay. Hey, Papa Judas, welcome back. How should I use Tech Priest Grombrindle in my army? As pretty much any Tech Priest you want. I think he makes a good Manipulus, honestly, but no, I think he's a good stand-in for pretty much any Tech Priest. He kind of has the like look of almost anything you can fit in your army. I do think he makes a really good Manipulus simply because of that little goblin he has, but at the same time, I think he makes a perfectly fine Engine Seer because he has the axe. He makes a perfectly fine Dominus because he's just kind of a tall model, has an Omniscience axe, and I guess the only thing he can't really do is be a call. He can be a Engine Seer pretty easily. Oops, not what I wanted to do. 5 movement. I wanted to actually get the heal canonical. Because... Oh, okay, I can have 2 heal canonicals and a cognition point canonical. That's nice to have. So this time, I think I'm going to go with everything. I think I'm going to grab one of these guys. I kind of like the physical damage on these guys. They're shorter range from what I remember, but they're definitely able to do a little more damage. They also don't have any armor, which is kind of interesting, but... Well, actually, I'm going to go with this guy, because I feel like it's all energy attacks in this mission, and these guys have 1 energy armor. They do have a lower damage, though, but they reveal stats, so that's good. So let's deploy into the mission. I actually really like the Tech Priest Grombrindle unit. It looks kind of cool. I like the festive nature of it, and I want them to do more stuff like that, where you get these kind of like fun models. You know what I mean? So we're trying to stem the flow of flayed ones. Were there flayed ones in this? Did I just like mess it up? Because there's definitely death marks. But I guess the death marks, if they do their, what's the ability called, Overwatch. If they do their Overwatch ability on my Skitari Rangers there, it'll be much better than the Vanguard in that sense. Although, if they target anything else, it doesn't really make any sense. But I think the fact that I can just kind of deploy them and utilize them is pretty nice. So I definitely don't want to go through here, because I definitely want to avoid this fight. But is this the shortest path? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's not the shortest path, so I can actually avoid it pretty easily, and then I can get to these 2 positions. So I'm going to go here to avoid the Necrons over here, and in case there's 2 fights, I definitely don't want to engage those Necrons there. So I got a glyph. I don't know what this glyph does, but this one is the good one. And from what I remember, 1 is always bad, 1 is always good. Or maybe there's 2 good ones. Has that ever happened to anyone? Has anyone ever encountered 2 good glyphs? But I'm just going to take this one, even though it's not going to really do anything. And the fact that it's green, I think after a while, if you keep picking it, it tells you which one it is, because I remember it used to be the same color as this one. So, okay, yeah. Healed some hit points, didn't do anything. I guess maybe that's like how you fight these enemies here. You basically fight them first, and then you go collect the glyphs, but the fact that it makes your fights over here harder is always an awkward thing. So once again, yeah, see, I'm pretty sure there's only 1 good one, because I doubt they're going to give me 2 good ones in a row. But do I want to take... Nah, I'm just going to take this one again. Maybe the game is tricking me, though. You never know. Maybe there is 2 good ones, and it's tricking me by making me think that one is a bad one, so in the future when I see it, I'm not going to pick it. That's clever. Then again, I might be making that up. Okay, so I can probably recover some technology here for Scavolia. And as we all know, Scivoli is the best girl. So a lone flayed one is trapped under the malfunctioning doorway. Okay, so we can potentially, what can we do? We can skin, wary of Necron teleporting away, try to retrieve only the gory coverings of the skin. I don't really know what the gory coverings will do for me. I'm a tech priest, I don't really care about the skin. Attempt to recover the flayed ones intact. I feel like the flayed one's going to attack the crap out of me, and no flayed one can truly be safe. Destroy the Xenos with flame. I don't want to destroy it. I wish there was an option to study it in some way. I'm just going to destroy it, though. Like, it's going to teleport away if I try to retrieve it, so her disappointment, I just have to live with it. Phaser cycle. Yeah, if you pick them enough times, the game colors them because tech priests have big memory brains. Good to know. But here's a question though: is it possible to get two good glyphs, or are you always going to get one bad, one good? Let's see, finding such a place, Magos. This has ruined the moral of our forces. The influx of flayed ones has left the chamber awash with gore and scraps of skin. It seems the place was used as a butcher bodies of fallen Skitarii and turned flesh they retained into leathery shrouds worn by the flayed ones. The horrific place cannot be left standing. I agree. So I can consecrate the remains with the rites of the peaceful repose of the soul can join the infinity of the Omnicio, collapse the chamber entirely. I feel like that'll do something bad. Immolate, burn the remains. At least they can be prevented from polluting too many further. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna respect the fallen Skitarii. Hey, Pyro, how's it going? So let's consecrate. Okay, that didn't really do. Ooh, I got 2 command points. Sorry, cognition points. I'm gonna get that right one of these days. General Kenobi. General Kenobi. What's the what's the sorry, the General Kenobi. I don't get the reference, sorry, I might be missing it, but you guys can explain it to me. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a idiot when it comes to references like that. I know General Grievous. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, that's a lot of enemies. That's the first reveal of the Death Mark. I've seen these before in a different playthrough. I wonder what enemies we end up fighting overall, because I've seen the Death Marks, I've seen the Flayed ones, the Acanthrites, and everything else. Well, yeah, I mean, I get it's Star Wars, but, like, in that situation, because I remember the General Grievous thing, I remember that whole aspect of it, and personally, I found General Grievous to be a really cool character. I don't know if that makes me a bad person. Actually, I thought the whole Trade Federation was incredibly cool, and I know that like the prequels aren't particularly popular with people, and I don't think they're particularly good movies either. But I think there were so many cool concepts within the prequels that just like they ruined. And I think if we had like an actual good like set of movies for that, the Trade Federation could have been like this incredibly interesting faction of forces and things like that. And you know, you had characters like General Grievous. You had the 2 main guys who were Nemodians or whatever. Should I copy the link? Yeah, sure. That'd be good. I'll actually check it out. I check out most links. I probably shouldn't, but I do. And yeah, no, I thought the prequels had a lot of cool ideas that just weren't executed well, which is sad. I mean, I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I'm actually a bigger Star Trek guy, but um, bad guys are always cool. Yeah, I definitely like the bad guys more often than the good guys in most things. John Grievous was a wasted character, much like Darth Maul. Yeah, 100% agree. I think they literally wasted General Grievous for no reason. He was one of the more interesting characters, and it was just basically a transformer. They basically Michael Bay'd the guy. Again, I'm not like a huge Star Wars person. That might be heresy saying that, but you know, I do like the movies to some extent. Like I've watched most of them, and I think they're cool. But again, I'm on the Star Trek side of things. Into the middle of the ring of droids, breaks his stealth and goes, "Hello there," like a chat, and Grievous responds, "General Kenobi, you are a bold one." There you go. I remember that scene. It was a good scene. Okay, so what I got here? I got some flayed ones. I got an immortal. Where's the death mark? Death mark is right there. So I probably want my melee guy. Where's werewolves? Up front. My second melee guy. Well, this is my shooty guy, though he has a melee weapon. Oh, you know what? Let's deploy my Skitarii Rangers. Let's do that. Because I have my servo skulls, so I can get a bunch of cognition points. I preferred the 2003 General Grievous. What was the 2003 General Grievous? Oh, I'm loving the game. I've always enjoyed this game. Like it was one of those games that I just kind of had a lot of fun with, but I don't know, I couldn't ever really get into it super easily. And having people to chat with makes it so much more interesting because there's a lot of downtime in this game, and if you just kind of, I guess, or at least not, well, when I say you, I mean me. Um, when I just kind of play a game like this and I'm just kind of playing it by myself, it gets kind of, boring because I take breaks and things like that. But when you're chatting with someone, you kind of take like that break while you're talking to them, and it makes it so much easier to kind of. Why can't I? I don't get why. So I can't attack this guy? Why is it? It thinks I have a ranged weapon? Huh. Ranged weapons are disabled in melee. I guess he has a. Oh, the cartoon one? I saw a little bit of the cartoon. That was by Ghibli, wasn't it? Or not Ghibli, who's the guy who made Dexter's Lab? It was that guy, right? Or there was also a 3D cartoon, I think. Um, I prefer General Grievous as the Star Wars one, not the Clone Wars update, the one that looks like a melting skeleton. Um, I don't know, never seen that one. So, okay, I guess I just whatever. Here, he can. Okay, that's really weird. That said it would trigger an attack of opportunity, and it didn't. And then I could use my axe. So, um, the bad thing is I really easily expose myself here to pretty much everything. I guess if I move here, let's see what happens if I move here. Yeah, see that triggered an attack of opportunity. I don't know what happened there, but the nice thing is it's only one damage. I was expecting it to be more, but this gives me at least a little bit of cover from some of the units. It's still not perfect, but at least like the one hit point doesn't matter because it auto heals. This is why that one auto healing is so good. The dude that made Primal. I don't know. Was it Primal? I don't think I've ever seen Primal. Ah, Gendy Tartakovsky. Yeah, that's who it is. Thank you. That took me a second to remember. Actually, to be honest, I've never liked Gandhi Tartakovsky's artwork. I think he's a brilliant guy. I think he's a great creator. Like, don't get me wrong. And that's not to say that in any way his work is bad. It's just one of those things where I just didn't have. It's not. It's just not my style. I don't know. I don't. Something about the way he does his line work. He doesn't use lines, isn't that the thing? Like Samurai Jack didn't have any line work or anything like that. At least that's what I understood. Didn't have any like line work, and that was like the big. Okay, so there's definitely something up here. Like I can't attack around this corner, and I guess they can't attack me around that corner. I kind of want to move here and heal this guy. So I guess I can do that because I can get 6 cognition points. That gives me the maximum cognition points that lets me deploy servitors. and lets me do a bunch of stuff. So let's use Mechanical, like a smart person. See, I remember Mechanicals this time. Last time I kept forgetting to use them. Also, okay, so the nice thing is it doesn't waste the cognition points, it keeps them on there. But let's say if it wasted them, if I killed this guy and I just absorbed the cognition point and went into like limbo, I should have healed first. But that's not the case, so I can do that. And the nice thing is this guy's dead now. I can deploy a servitor. Most of these guys are already shooting, so it's not the biggest deal who they attack. And I can probably double shoot here. I think the third party Necron General Grievous. Necrons are the best General Grievous. You should. It's a sick show about cavemen and dinosaurs side by side. Pretty dark in the first episode. That sounds pretty good. I'll check it out. Is it by Tartakovsky as well, or is it by a different creator? So I'm gonna move here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit him with my axe, and then I'm gonna try to hit him with my mechadendrites. Oh, okay, that just clears him. So, well, I'm just gonna lay off the servo skull. I'm gonna clear him just to get him out of the way so he doesn't wake up. I mean, I don't know. I like animated shows. I'm actually gonna move here because now I'll be in front of this guy. He's gonna get into combat with me. He's gonna get an attack of opportunity on me, and I kind of want to get this black stone from the scan here. There's another scan here, and then I still have my ranger. I believe it's created by him. I could see that. I mean, again, I like his work. I enjoyed Dexter's Lab when I was a kid, and I enjoyed all the different aspects of that. But again, it's just the artwork. It's not for me, and that's not. There's nothing wrong with the artwork. It's he's a great artist and everything. It's just I don't know. I'm trying to justify it like my opinion on his successful career matters at all, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of text. Oh, attack of opportunity, and that critted. Okay, so they're trying to surround this guy here because he's my shooty guy. This guy's taking a bunch of damage, but I can heal him up pretty well. I'm okay with wasting all mechanicals in this round, and that's not good. That's really bad. That this guy's locked up. Yeah, these flayed ones really aren't doing that much damage. I think I'm probably overvaluing um, how scary they are. Though they did do a bunch of damage to this guy, which is a little sad. Maybe the Vanguard would have been a little better in this case. But let's see if I can get him. There's no sense in delaying, because it's a new round. So let's move here. Let's force an attack opportunity. 1 damage, okay, so it's more consistent. I guess the 3 damage was a fluke. And let's fire on the flayed one. The nice thing is, oh wow, that did pretty good. That was maximum damage. That was very good. Let's move there. It's the... Yeah, okay, so these guys point to who they're attacking. They want to attack the lowest health guy. In this situation, my weakest guy goes first, which is good. Plus I get reinforcements. So I have 2 avenues of reinforcements there. I see you prefer to see the black lines of outline characters. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like really dark lines. I really prefer very like heavily pronounced lines. So for me, like Borderlands cell shaded kind of look is very very good. And I know that's also not everyone's, but I love like the very like pronounced lines. So uh, actually, if you ever seen there was a show that never really got a full run, but it was a show that had a temporary run. It was called Screw on Head. It actually had a pilot, and I think it was made by the same people who make like Hellboy and everything else. And it had a really interesting art style, but apparently it was just really hard to draw. And that art style was interesting because I don't think it really had pronounced dark lines, but I really liked it. Okay, yeah. So they have outlines on Primal and Samurai Jack. Yeah, I didn't hate this artwork on Samurai Jack, to be honest. It just wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was just something about it that like kind of Also, question: what are the thoughts on the leaks of AdMech, i.e., Raiders being T4 2 wounds or Dune Crawler changes? I don't know. I have to see the points cost. That's the thing is, I can say a lot of things. I can say I believe this, this, and that. But at the end of the day, I think the biggest problem is that let me see. How do I deploy these guys? Let's lock down the Immortal just for the fun of it. And then everything else is good. This is probably a terrible positioning of Servitors, isn't it? What if I just go here? Then I lock down the Warrior, I get a free attack on them, and I still can move into position. If I go here, I get double attacks of opportunity on the Immortal, but the Immortal's pretty tanky. I can go here and try to take out the Flayed ones. I think going there and try and take out the Flayed one, and then taking this one and trying to take out the Flayed one is probably better. It still gives me avenues into other targets. This one I probably want to move here because I still get the attack on the Flayed one, but I can also move it back here for the Warrior potentially or the Immortal. Okay, so now I have my guy here. I'm just gonna attack here. Deal some damage. I'm gonna heal. So maybe I should have done that. You know what I should have done? I should have healed first and then used this ability, but I still have the 5 hit point one, so I can use it here. Let's see. The cell shading on Screw on Head looks cool. Reminds me of anime look. Yeah, I like anime. There's obviously a lot of really bad anime and stuff like that, but there's plenty of good anime as well. I'm going to move here. I'm going to trigger an attack of opportunity. Hopefully it's only 1. It's 3 damage, so that's pretty bad. But I want to shoot this guy so I can get this guy out of combat. Oh. Wow. That was bad. Okay, well. That was all kinds of bad. I shouldn't have done that. I wanted to get this guy out of combat so he could do more, but now I have to use my last Canonical. That or the Breacher's going to 2+ armor save. I believe they're going to be 40 to 50 points with their upgrade. Yeah, I can see that. The Breacher's got a huge buff if they aren't changed. Even the Torsion Cannon on the Breachers became a lot better, and the Hydraulic Claw is perfectly fine. Now, I think there's a lot of opportunity for the Breachers to be incredibly... Wow, everything's just critting this guy. This guy just does not have a good time. What's up? But yeah, I think there's a lot of room for Breachers and things like that to be more points. I don't think you'll be wrong either if they're more points. Hold on. Ah, that was tricky. That flayed one. It hasn't moved. 2 damage. Okay, so if this flayed one moves away, it's dead probably. Okay. So I'm probably over focusing on flayed ones, which is a little wrong. So let's shoot this guy here. Okay, so he has infinite melee armor. It's good that I didn't commit a Breacher to him. Or a Servitor. And this flayed one goes down, so that's good too. He repairs 1. Let's see. Well, let's see if I can get rid of this guy. 4 damage, perfect. Now I can do this. Get rid of him. Unfortunately, I do trigger an attack of opportunity, but I kill this guy as well. I can remove this guy. I pretty much take care of all the flayed ones, but I can also just shoot this guy. So this is where, like, having the Dominus skull... Oh, what the hell happened there? Oh, okay, it's my guy who has, like, no health. I thought it was his guy who had no health. Destroyer with a 3+ save. Also, poor Tech Priest, yeah. Yeah, I think the Destroyers are also pretty good. What's interesting, though, did anyone notice that the Destroyers don't actually have a second profile for their Plasma Culverin? That's something interesting. that I didn't realize. Okay, I think I need to start using servitors. I think my servitors just aren't really cutting it. Cause oh wait, I saw the ranger back there. Ah, why is everything critting me? Okay, 1 damage, good. Also, maybe the cognition point ability is not very good. Like how many turns did I particularly waste? I guess not how many turns did I waste, but like could have I guess if I go with that was bad. Okay, that was good. I guess if I go with a different build, I'll be more cognition point hungry. Let's take this guy out. I want to go here. But if I go with a different build with like Vanguard and Rangers, I'm going to be more cognition point hungry. But I don't seem to ever have any problem with cognition points. I seem to be pretty okay with it. And this asshole phase shifts. Okay. Let's find out what this guy... Yeah, I don't think I have to worry about anything there. So what's his stats? What's his stats? Necron Immortal, Death Mark. Okay, he has 4 health left, so I can probably take him out with my shooting attacks. On the destroyer sheet, however, the Dunecrawler had the data sheet with the extra profile, so it could be an error. Yeah, it definitely could. The Dunecrawler is interesting. I want them to make the Phosphor Blaster, like, not suck, I guess. Because right now, the Phosphor Blaster is just too expensive for what it does compared to, like, Castellans. I'm going to move here, just lock in the Immortal. My guy's going to not do anything to the Immortal, so I don't know why I did that, but it's a thing that I can do. Let's see. I kind of want to shoot here, but this thing's not going to do enough damage. So I'm going to shoot this guy just for shits and giggles. It actually did pretty good damage to him. So now I'm going to move here to hopefully punish the death mark. Come on, big damage. I should have shot the death mark. But, actually, this is very good. Because now, the death mark can't shoot this guy. This guy can pull out of combat, potentially, by killing this guy and taking damage from the other guy. And, or if the flayed ones go after that guy. Okay, there's some potential there. So what's this flayed one? This one's 4. So I can potentially take this guy out. Yeah, there we go. So now if I knock this guy back, I can start blasting things. And that's very good for me. Yep. What's the deal with this one back here? I'm really nervous this guy's going to get back up as soon as I shoot this guy down. The death mark's not going to shoot anything. The Immortal's going to have to make an attack opportunity. Well, okay, he has 2 turns. So I can still shoot this guy. There we go. I shoot this guy, knock him out of the game, heal him up, and hopefully not take enough damage to... Ooh, wait. That's what I was going to do. There we go. Blackstone. But it has 8 shots with a strength 6, AP -1, or 2 with D2, or with 2 damage. What profile is that? I did see the Dune Crawler stats, but I don't remember what profile that's referring to specifically. Let's move back here also. I'm hidden here. I'm safe. Okay, so this guy's gonna get shot. Wow, 5 damage. That's hurt. That hurts. Okay, so this guy's probably dead. This guy's taking no damage from any of my melee. That hurt. This guy take like 3. 4? Oh, everything's critting me. This isn't fair. Okay. Well, let's see. I can hit this guy from here. That's good. This guy's actually done a lot of work, considering how much melee armor this immortal has. I don't want to move him because I'm afraid this guy's just gonna blast him. So I'm gonna just like pause. I'm gonna heal, so use my cognition points wisely. I'm gonna shoot. Oh, Twin Phosphor Blaster? Oh, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, they definitely increased it significantly, so it's way better now. It's actually within, if the Dune Crawler keeps the same points, it'll actually be rather reasonable for what you get. The biggest issue with it before was that it had so few shots, but if it has 8 shots, it's actually pretty good if it's still the same amount of points. However, that being said, the problem is that when you usually the twin weapon has twice as many shots as the regular one. So if the regular phosphor blasters go up to like 4 shots and they change how the protocols work, it could still be the same case where 2 robots for their cost with 3 phosphor blasters have so many more shots than the Dune Crawler, especially when you take into account their protocols, that the phosphor blaster is still bad. And that's the biggest problem with the phosphor blaster, is just because of how good it is on the Castellan robots, that it takes away pretty much every other option. And if you could find a way to have the Dune Crawler have the phosphor blaster and some other weapon, it definitely makes it way more interesting. But if you can't do that and you're limited to just the phosphor blaster, you always have to ask yourself, like, what is the point of taking the Dune Crawler with that weapon versus taking a Castellan? Because a Castellan has 4 phosphor blasters, which, or sorry, 3 phosphor blasters, which is 1 more than a twin, and it costs about the same amount of points, though you do have to take 2 Castellans in a squad. But then there's also the question of, why wouldn't you take a Stratoraptor or something of that nature that has it? Based on the recent comp patrol box, I think Cataphrons are going up, with maybe a Dune Crawler going up by like 10 points. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see an increase in points, because right now the combat patrol box is very shy of points. So I can definitely see Cataphrons being a major point sink. I don't think the Engine Seer is going to particularly go up in points, and I don't think Skitarii are particularly going to change heavily. So this Necron Warrior is dead once he moves away. So this guy can end his turn. Again, I'm always ending with so many cognition points. Maybe I should just, utilize the Volkite Blaster or something like that. I'm not used to having that many cognition points. I feel like every other time I played this game, I was just so starved for points. Let's see. Well, this guy just needs to go. There we go. That worked out for me. I can move here. I'm gonna whack away at this warrior. This one extra health a turn is so good. I want to move here. I want to whack this guy with my axe. Actually, why am I upset? Like, holy hell, I want to get to this scan portal. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move. I'm going to scuttle all around. Let's scuttle. Continue scuttling. I'm basically just going to go to the platform, get my Blackstone. This is the nice thing about having so much cognition and no stupid death mark to blow my brains out if I move even slightly. And I'm just going to blast the hell out of this guy. Hey, look at that. He's going down. Ah, he didn't go down. But move here to lock him up. Maybe it... I'm not going to do that. Zero damage. That's what 3 armor does for you. That's why I want something that ignores armor or breaks armor. This guy's going down. Due to it being a twin, I believe the Castellan robots are going to have 4 shots with D1 compared to Dunecrawler. Maybe. I don't think there's any precedent for it having double damage for being a twin. Usually it's just double shots. But I think that would be a really interesting comparison. I think that would actually be a really cool way to fix it too. If you make a twin have double damage and a single have single damage, because then it's not as easy as just saying it has 2 times the number of shots. You can actually say it has something else that's much harder to quantify. And I think anytime they make it difficult to quantify something like that, because there's so many situations where having 2 damage, like against Death Guard, having 2 damage is just terrible, but against other armies, it's really good. So I think having it in that sense really makes you have to think about what you're doing in the meta and things like that. So I can definitely see that, and that's pretty cool. So I want to get in range of this guy to blow him up, and that's what I did. This ranger did a lot of work. I was all upset about bringing him because of the flayed ones, and then he just proceeded to like tank this immortal by himself. Which was pretty nice of him. And I can also move here. Just beat up this Necron Warrior. I can also just get my cognition points back, just in case I need to redeploy for the next fight. And this guy's probably dead. He's not dead. Okay. Whatever. Heal up. There's no way this warrior can move out of range without dying. This guy must have a lot of armor or something. I'm going to heal him. However, the heavy with 4 shots per gun might be destructive even without double shooting. Yeah, I can see them doing something where they remove the double shooting and maybe say it gains 1 extra shot or something like that. But it'd still be good. It'll still be perfectly fine. Well, let's shoot this guy first just to find out what his stats are. Okay, he's just dead. I want to get rid of this guy too. Screw him. That is a lot of Necron waking up levels. So that should clear the mission. There we go. I got both Blackstone consoles. Really good. There's a chance that the next diamond thing there is just a matter of setting up a thing. A dead Skitarii is pinned up against the wall and blades speared through his body. It seems strange for the flayed ones to leave a corpse without skinning and dismembering it. Perhaps the discovery reward examination, or perhaps it's a trap. That's a trap. They're flayed ones. They don't think. They're brainless monstrosities. Shoot down the body from a distance, take a body down, examine it, leave the body alone. If it's a trap, it should be deactivated so other Skitaris do not get caught within it. I'm going to take the good route. I'm going to take the Caiaphas Cain route and shoot the body down so that other Skitari don't get caught or something. There we go. I got my Blackstone. And nothing happened. Yeah, my guys are kind of low, but let's see what happens when I go here. Maybe it's another fight. Maybe it's just another quest thing. It's a fight. I have a feeling it will be on the shooting command to have your movement but gain +1 shooting and +1 and or +1 to wound. Yeah, I could see that. It would be like a Ryza kind of thing, just a little bit different. I definitely think that would be reasonable. Okay, this fight's pretty easy. There's just flayed ones. I'm sure something's going to come out of this abyss, but I'm not really worried about flayed ones, to be honest. And I also start with 4 cognition points, so I'm going to set this guy up back here. I'm going to set this guy up back here, and then I'm going to heal him a whole bunch. Because all my other guys get healed. There we go. I'm just going to set up my whole force. And I'm just going to start. And I have several skulls, and there's 1, 2, 3. There's a bunch of command points. I kind of want the extra Blackstone, but whatever. So heal him up. Ooh, 4 repaired. That's a good one. I'm gonna blast one of these guys. Okay, I'm not aligned. This is one thing that really tripped me up when I started this game. So every time I would press a weapon, I would go here because it's like, oh, exit out of the weapon, and it would just end my turn. I'd be like, I guess I got baited by the UI. That was fun. Critical 2 damage. Okay, so I can move here, and I can still swing. This is my last command point, or cognition point. But yeah, I'd be really down for +1 to shooting and +1 to wound Castellans that just have their movement. That seems like a lot of fun. What will we name the ranger that legend destroyed many Necrons? Dude, if I could name rangers, I definitely would. That is a pretty spicy ranger there. Not gonna lie, I have a lot of respect for that ranger. He killed an immortal. I don't think I had a good. I do not think I had a good way of dealing with that immortal. Like, I have the double pistols on one tech priest, and then I have a single pistol on the other ones, but they deal like 1 to 2 damage. That single ranger did like 12 damage to that immortal. That ranger's a hero. Yeah, he's. I'd name him after you. I name him the Pyro, because you've been the hero of the chat this time, so. 1 damage. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab this. I should have actually maybe delayed the turn of this guy. And the reason being is I could have gotten more cognition points, because right now I have to either move and use a cognition point to finish off a guy, or I have to heal with a cognition point. Well, I don't have to heal with a cognition point, but I feel like I definitely want to move here, because I don't want to block off this guy. And I want to block off this guy. And then I can do an attack. Did I really take this point first? Because if I took this point here, which I did, with a Servo Skull, because I think I'm an idiot. Yeah, I did. I need to take this point. I guess I saw 3 points and I didn't care, but... Oh, pardon me. That was really bad of me. That was just really bad. I also want to get across to this side of the stage, but I don't want to go with one... Okay, that guy just died. Do I want to go with this priest? You know what? I'm going to sacrifice this guy to get all the Blackstone back here. But I guess because I also got the Cognition point, I can heal myself, himself. So let's see. Papa Juice asks, I'm more impressed with Vanguard because of their glowing personalities. Hey, Vanguard are great. You know, you get a little sick around them. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. That's just the radiation. If you didn't have weak, fleshy organs, the radiation wouldn't bother you at all. It's all good. The community will remember its name if it had one. Yes, it would. I'm gonna call it the Pyro Ranger. That Ranger did a shit ton of work. I'm impressed. And let's see. I'm just very talkative when it comes to 40k because I only played like one game, 500 points, but my opponent conceded turn one. Dude, I'm with you. I love talking about 40k. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love talking, first of all. I love hearing my own voice. I'm one of those people. But at the same time, when someone's streaming and they hear like someone chatting with them, it makes it so much funner, dude. It's awesome having someone that wants to talk about something that you're into in a lot of cases. I haven't had much opportunities to play with this edition because number one, I'm in the Massachusetts area, so there's not that many players who are on like a competitive level. But number two, I'm rebuilding my army right now, so a lot of what I'm talking about in my videos is stuff that I'm kind of learning from other tournaments and using that to kind of explain where I'm going with certain ideas. So it's one of those things where I want to get more into that community and I want to have people to talk with it about. I'm busy putting together a squad of Sulfur Hounds to type. Hey, Sulfur Hounds are great. I think Sulfur Hounds are underrated. I think they're a little bit overcosted right now, and I think Raiders are a little bit undercosted right now. I'd love to see Sulfur Hounds do more work in the future because I love their model. I love the pistols and the sulfur breath and everything else. I just love anything to do with those horses, to be honest. The Pyro Ranger, clever Power Ranger jokes. Dude, I remember watching Power Rangers as a kid. Actually, I remember there was someone who was posting like these posters of Power Rangers back in the day, where I lived in town. This was like way back when I was a kid, like a little kid, and they were posting the original Power Rangers, some kind of billboard thing. Not a billboard thing, but like on telephone poles or stapling it to it. And I had no idea what it said because I wasn't the best reader. I'm a huge reader nowadays, but I wasn't the best reader back then. And it's just kind of interesting to think about it, like nowadays, where I was like, I took those down and I collected those things, and it was its own kind of like little trip. I'm gonna go on this platform as well with this guy, and then I think everything else can just kind of hang back and finish it off. There's no way I'm gonna get these points before the round resets. So I'm gonna go. I want to be behind this guy, but I don't care. I'm in a similar state as well, a newbie on the sidelines that's trying to store all combat knowledge. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to learn. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm right now. I'll tell you the next series, and this is kind of some inside baseball for the next series. I was originally going to do Drukari, but I kind of want to hold off now because I always say this. So when a new faction comes out, they're always going to do really well, right? Like if you look at when like Death Guard came out, Death Guard did really well. They had 3 finishes in the top 4 of a tournament. Death Guard were just crushing it, but that tournament was, the tournament they were crushing it in was a 28 player tournament. Drukari just finished in all 4 places of a 172 player tournament. And I really wanted to do a series in Drukari, but I feel like they're going to get nerfed. And at first I was saying, hey, let's step back, let's wait a little bit, let's think about what we're saying because every army is going to do really well when it first comes out because there's going to be a period where people are adjusting to the playstyle of that army, while the people who love that army are going to do really well with it. Oh, they're the flayed ones I was thinking were going to come up. Or they're the things that from the abyss that I thought would come up. And it's nice I split my forces this way. I wish I had a little bit more alive because it would have been... I don't know, a little easier to deal with some of this. But anyway, um, yeah. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like you always want to wait a little bit. You don't want to make a judgment before you get too far into it and then realize, oh, you just like judge the power level of something for no reason other than because it has like that first mover advantage. But looking at it now, it just seems like why is that flayed one doing what it's doing? That's weird. But it just seems like when you're a 172 player event and you're 4 finishes in the top 4, that's a little suspicious. I mean, it could still level out and everything. I just think, we have to probably consider maybe there's a situation. Also, I'm moving here because if you look at these, okay, this guy's going to attack here, but I figured maybe he would attack there because the arrows, but anyway. Um, all these flayed ones are trying to move there. So I'm going to probably move back with this platform. Yeah, I think I'm just going to move back with this platform. Can I move back and back? Let's see if I can do this. If I can't, there's no loss because I got the cognition point here. But if I can, I can't. But anyway, I basically consumed a cognition point for nothing. But yeah, so I wanted to do the Drakari series. I really like Drakari. I ended up not doing it right away because I usually like to wait. I like to wait and see, but at the same time, I didn't want to just kind of like put it out there and then realize everything changed like the next week, like or midway through. The worst thing is like when things change midway through the series. When stuff changes midway through the series, you're just like, well, I guess that's life. But one thing, the other series I'm doing now is Space Marines, and this is where I was kind of going at this point before I got completely sidetracked for whatever reason. So Space Marines is incredibly complicated. I know they're very popular and everything, but there's so much to learn. Every single faction is different, and I bought, the Dark Angels book, the Space Wolves book, so there's going to be a series on them as well. And I just ran out of cognition points. I'm an idiot. But I got all the Blackstone points, so that's good. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing a lot of like stuff with... Ooh, that's really bad. That's really, really bad. Low damage? Nope. I just screwed up there. I thought I had more cognition points, but I didn't. However, my opportunity attack worked out there. I need to kill this guy, don't I? Because that's going to be a new round, and he's going to get back up. And I'm going to move there to maybe help this guy. So as I was saying, yeah. So as I was learning Space Marines, they were so complicated that it's hard to really get all that in there. And I like White Scars. I like some of the supplemental books and things like that. But it's definitely not an easy like topic. There's nothing easy about 40k. Take this one. People keep for sorry. Let me see what chat has to say for a little bit. People keep forgetting that liquid guns from Rax, I heard, are what break Delder. Maybe. I don't think it's just that. I think Dark Elder have so many things going on at the same time. I understand what you're saying. It's the Dark Technomancer ability that you're referring to, and it's locked into the Covens. So Dark Technomancers are very powerful, and they were very powerful even before the changes. So they were doing very well with that one build before they changed the rules for the Dark Elder. But they also made Witches very good. They made a lot of the normal stuff very good in Dark Elder. The thing is Dark Elder were like super overcosted, and nobody understood why before the new codex came out. And I'm still not sure if it's going to be dominant or if it's going to be just a little bit good, but it might end up still being balanced in the long run. It's hard to say, but I think a such a large tournament with such a big showing of Dark Elder especially, and it was three Dark Elder and one Eldari alliance. Um, I think that's a bad sign, but who knows? Again, Death Guard did really well when they came out, and it wasn't because new codexes came out that Death Guard started doing poorly. It was because Death Guard people learned how to play against Death Guard, and a lot of what was good before, like for example, heavy bolters were really really good because they did 2 damage and they were still the same point cost before they had the change. But then Death Guard comes out and heavy bolters get worse. So, you know, because they wreck everything. So starting Blue Smurfs sub faction, like sub faction style. Yeah, I'm not starting Space Marines myself. I'm just making a series. Again, any series I make doesn't mean I'm starting that army. Like I always end up wanting to start the army just because it's always cool. But I really don't want to move away. I'm just gonna. I kind of want to shoot, but I don't want to move away. I feel like these guys are gonna move away. Um, yeah, I like White Scars. I like Dark Angels. I have their codex. I've been reading Dark Angels more than Space Wolves. Why? Why are you doing 3 damage to me? Um, See, that guy does 2 damage. Why can't you be like him? But yeah, I mean, the thing about Space Marines is they just have so many like things going on that they're always going to be kind of. There's always going to be something fun you can do with Space Marines. You know what I mean? Well, that guy's going down, so I can avoid. I mean, that's good. I wish I critted that guy. Um, gonna move somewhere over here. This guy's gonna hit me. 3 damage. My tech priests do not do well with these flayed ones. What? No! No! I wanted you to move around. I had the movement. Why'd you move that way? Whatever. See, I was gonna move here so I could heal this guy. I'm still gonna move there to heal this guy. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I could have avoided 3 damage or whatever if like the pathing was this way and then that way. Do like a little triangle. Don't do, this whole weird. Well, no, no. What's going on? Why is my mouse not working? My mouse does not want to cooperate. So I'm gonna get this one because I'm not gonna move back here. I'm gonna stand where I am and just kind of keep preparing myself. Okay. So this is a bad situation to be in. If I destroy this guy, which I did, and knock back this guy, I can potentially destroy this guy, which I did. And then I can shoot. And even if I don't destroy him, I can scuttle away. I can hide. And eventually I'll heal back up from the engine seer ability. So I'm going to go as far away as I can from anything, which is back here. Something might spawn out of here. This guy can still reach me. Oh, that's a living thing. Don't reach me, don't reach me, don't reach me. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm safe, I'm safe. The sad thing is I pretty much have to shoot this guy. Do I, though? Where is his turn? Well, that guy's turn's nowhere. That guy's turn's nowhere. Yep, so I pretty much have to shoot that guy, otherwise he just gets back up. But I still have the opportunity to destroy this guy, right? So I can destroy this guy and just scuttle away this way and just go onto the platform, just keep running around. You know what I mean? So faction, we gotta wait for the FAQ on the Book of Rust, because Deldar got some strong rules from that. Yeah, maybe. I haven't really looked at the Book of Rust for Dark Elder. Obviously, I did the 2 videos for AdMech on the Book of Rust, and I think the Book of Rust really changed things for AdMech. I like where it took them. I think the defense cohort has some interesting potential, but I don't think it's like the end all be all of what the faction is. And I think Metallica got a lot of cool stuff. They might not Metallica might not make it into the actual codex because we saw Deimos and other Forge Worlds are in. Unfortunately, it's not Triplex Fall. Triplex Fall is the Forge World that I would like to see in the rules, but I'm afraid it would suck, and then I would be very sad if it sucked. That'd be sad. But I could see Metallica leaving for like an edition. I don't want Metallica gone for good. I'd love Metallica to stay. I just think for like one edition, they could make a rulebook with other Forge Worlds, and then bring it back in the next one, or find, or do what they did now, where they make like a supplement. Um, I'm pouring myself a drink, so sorry. I'm kind of what's it called? A little split in focus here. I think they could do like a split supplement where they do a Forge World supplement, and then because every supplement can include a different Forge World. AdMech have that much depth to it, and I think once they do that, they can really improve on a lot of what's going on, and you can have these very dynamic styles of play in that sense. But again, that's just a matter of what they decide to do with it. I heal this guy up. When are you doing Gene Stealer cults? Hopefully soon. Like, I really want to do Tyranids. I want to do Gene Stealer cults. Those are 2 that I really want to do. But as I mentioned in the FAQ video or the 1,000 subscriber video, I'm always worried that if I do like one of those codexes, what's going to happen is they're going to release the rules like the next week, and I'm going to have to redo everything. So it's not that they're not popular. In fact, I'll tell you this right now: like Sisters of Battle are not a popular YouTube like topic, but it's my most popular topic just because there's so few people making content on it. So I have no issue making content on things like, Gene Stealer cults and Tyranids. What I just want to avoid is making the content and then having to redo it like next week. Unfortunately, that kind of happened with both of the first 2 series, where AdMech is getting a new codex and Sisters is getting a new codex. Although, what I'll say is, see, there you go, I scuttled away. I did good. Although what I'll say is that the AdMech and Sister series were out long enough that I didn't. Oh God. Um, okay, that's good. That's fine. We're out long enough that. Oh God, I made a mistake. I should have gone like over here. I made all kinds of mistakes here, and now this platform's gonna move away. Anyway. Yeah, I can still get away with all this, but what's it called? That's gross. Whatever. That's really gross. But yeah, they were out long enough that like I'm not worried about it. Maybe I should just pull the trigger and make like that kind of backfired on me. But I think I can just shoot across the platform and not worry about it. But like yeah, kind of yeah, this guy's probably dead. Maybe not. 2-2. Yeah, I kind of screwed up the positioning there. But yeah, it's I just don't want to make it and then find out it's all useless. If the Tech Priest lives from being surrounded by flayed ones, he might reach legendary status as a ranger. You know how many? If you watch the last stream, I almost won a game with just that one Tech Priest and like 10 enemies. But yeah, I've been playing this very poorly. I want to play another round. Once I finish this playthrough, I want to play another one where I'm a little more focused. or not like more focused, but like I just don't make the mistakes I made in this playthrough because I made really stupid mistakes like not using canicles really early on. I just kept forgetting about them and stuff like that. Where it's like, okay, yeah, let's go on hard mode and let's like have like a really competitive one maybe. Um, I heard Deimos is the other book for narrative purposes because Grey Knights. I could see that. That'd be cool. I'd be for that. Um, let's see. No, he was so close to having mega balls of steel like the Pyre Ranger. Yeah, that was a misplay. So that was one of those things where I just like kind of messed up. Um, he could have survived. He didn't. That was my fault. I should have just ran him somewhere further from here because this is a very short path. I thought I could get him across, and then I realized, oh wait, these guys can still move. So if I ran him like here, or even like over here somewhere, well, this is a really hard location to get away from. So like even here, they could potentially reach me, but I think I was more safe here than here. No, because, well, huh. No, he was here. Uh, yeah, because it was a straight line to here, essentially. I could have gone here and maybe survived or here. The other option was just to go in and like try to fight them or do as much damage to them, because now I have this one who's kind of too much alive. But I think I could just take this one out, because if I go here and just like whack away at him and then shoot him with the other tech priest, the other two don't get up. Okay, the other two just don't get up. There we go. I'm thinking about this way too hard. Now I'm just for the Castellan robot to be on the field. Want to see that peaceful machine spirit. Oh, I can't wait to get the Castellans. I've never gotten them in this game. I've never played it long enough to get the Castellans. I so want Castellans. Also, I heard there's a Sicarian. I heard the other one you can get is a Sicarian. I want the Sicarian too. I got the alphas for both, and I got both unit types. I got like level 2 on the servitors where they got the shout ability. But that would be cool. I definitely want to play this game more than once through because I feel like there's so much depth to it. Because even if I've done this game up to like 30% or whatever, or 30% on the Necron meter, whatever that means, I still feel like I'm learning new things about it. That hurts. That hurts. I think that's my guide too. I died. Have you seen the Mandalorian review on Mechanicus? Yes. Yes, I have, and he did a really good job. Um, I think the one line that I really remember from that review was where he was talking about what he thought the machine spirits would sound like, or not the machine spirits, but the Mechanicus would sound like. And then he goes to it, and I just thought that was really funny. That guy's great. I mean, again, I haven't actually. That's the only time I've seen his content was that review. I've seen clips from it, and that's the only reason I kind of knew who he was because I saw the review and I was like, oh, that's who that guy is. But I think he has really interesting content style. I like his style. So let's go upgrade tech priests. Oh my god, 800 Blackstone. First guy getting upgrade is my tech priest. And the reason for that being is I want this. I want that. Because one damage from the servo skull is so huge. Because how many times in that like last game did I have a servo skull that did nothing? And the answer is a lot. And if I can use a servo skull to basically pick off enemies anywhere on the field that are 1 health or about to, like, when they're down on the ground, you can destroy them with that servo skull. That's really good. The dude convinced me to get Total War 2. Planning that Lizard Man. I haven't seen that review yet, but I like a lot of these games. Like they're really fun when you kind of get into them. So let's see. I don't like that ability. I don't care about that ability. I think I'm gonna take this. And I think I'm going to unequip these, because sure, revealing the stats is nice, Machine Spirit is nice, but being able to always do that damage is much nicer. Because you always get the damage through. Too many times I find myself like hitting an enemy and it does nothing. The question is, do I just want a Volkite Blaster? I want a Volkite Blaster. Let's do a Volkite Blaster. I can't do a Volkite Blaster. I cannot do a Volkite Blaster because it requires 2 augmentations, and well, that's depressing. I'd have to de-equip the axe, or the Mechadendrites, or the healing stick. I like my healing stick, because that game would have been very different if I had extra healing, and this plays very poorly with how much healing I have. Well, let's do that. Hey, welcome to the stream, NeoCal. Now wish the Engine Seer could carry that many guns. Yes. What builds are you doing? Same as last time. So I'm just kind of... This is actually the first one that I've progressed past the Engine Seer phase. So as you can see, this is the first... This one was always going to be the Dominus. But since you've joined the stream, which path would you like to follow, NeoCal? I'll let you decide your own fate. You can be an Explorator, you can be a Secutor, you can be a Tech Auxilium, you can be a Lexa Mechanic, you can continue down the Engine Seer path, you can be yet another Dominus. The world is your oyster. And I have all kinds of Blackstone to upgrade you. Ethan D, upgrade the lad and get another slot for the Volkite. I'm tempted, but I'm so cautious with my cognition points. I'm so worried that I'm just gonna run out, you know? Like, I always feel like I want to use them on units, but I always end the game with way too many of them. Reveal enemy statistics when in melee range. I like it. Okay. We're gonna make you a pro explorator. So I'll probably upgrade the Dominus a little more once I get more Blackstone. But I like to spread out the upgrades, because the very first time I played this, I put all my points into one guy and it didn't work out very well. It worked out very well while he was doing his thing, but the second he got locked into combat, it wasn't very good. Once again, I think the shoulders are probably the best. Although 3 movement's nice too. That's actually kind of a choice between these two. Go with the shoulders. I like armor. I like survivability. Oh. I forgot about that. Get the first Tech Auxilium upgrade on everything. Oh, we're not power gaming. We're just having a fun time. We're just hanging out. I guess I could. I definitely could get the upgrade on everything else as well. It's not a bad upgrade. What is the Tech Auxilium? Let's see, what does it do? Your next weapon attack's cognition cost is reduced by 2 cognition points. That's really good, because if I have the Volkite Blaster, that might be something I'll do on the Dominus. Let's get that, reduce the Volkite Blaster by 2, have it cost 1, it does insane damage. I like that idea. I'll do that on my guy. The next upgrade for this game, if they update it, would be able to name your Skitari. Yes, I agree. You should be able to name everything in this game. Is one of the best in the game. Is one lets you lower the cognition cost. Yeah, no, I agree. That's a really good ability. The cognition freedom ability, especially with things like the Volkite Blaster. I think I'll put down the Dominus, the Tech Priest guy. Once every 3 turns, you can turn. Oh, okay, so it's the same thing. but as soon as you unlock a few power weapons that take 3 or more command points, the fire use is a balance factor. This ability becomes game-breakingly powerful. I agree. That's yeah, that's an insane ability when you can like just take those weapons. But so as you see, I'm terrible at this game because I forgot this guy had the engine seer thing, and I gave him another chest piece. So I'm bad. I should have gotten the robes. I'm sitting there. I'm like, it's between the legs and the chest piece, and then I get another chest piece that does nothing. My bad. Sorry, I nerfed you. It's a cone. Yeah, I got the movement speed. Or no, I'll get the movement speed now, and avoids attacks of opportunity. That's pretty good. There we go. I got you some movement speed. So let's see what we can equip you with. Well, you ignore attacks of opportunity. What if we got you? What if we got you a Gamma pistol? And one of these, a Mechadendrite. And another Mechadendrite. Ooh. That might be a little too many Mechadendrites. That might be a little too many Mechadendrites. Is there something on screen that shows you how many upgrade slots you still have? Okay, we'll go to the next mission. Yeah, sorry, I gimped your guy, by the way. I screwed up and got him a second chest piece that does nothing. I saw the stats, I got a little excited. So we got a normal mission that gives us a new axe. Not bad. I like this axe, but I'm kind of nervous about the normal difficulty. I'm definitely not doing the hard difficulty. I think we want to continue with our Scavolia. That's the one I wanted to focus on. So what does she give me? A macro stubber. 1 cognition point? Okay. Extract 1. This I like. I like the scanner. I really don't want to fail this mission. And the enemies are kind of scary. Oops. The enemies in this are a little less scary. We get 125 Blackstone versus 102. So under the rank on capacity. Where? Oh, okay, I see right here. So you have the capacity on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Good to know. I just like always miss this, I guess. Let's do a Scavolio one. Let's do that. Let's stop being so worried about cognition costs. Let's take 1 Vanguard, 1 Ranger. Let's see what happens. Maybe we run out of command points or cognition points. Maybe we do better than ever. The Blackstone cost is a little bit disappointing because you end up spending a lot, but you know, sometimes you gotta spend money to make money. What if we make Tech Priest that acts like Deathmark, Hexmark, Necrons with 6 freaking guns? Oh man, I wish you could do that in this game. I wish you could do that. Like, it would be so cool just to have like a dominant, especially once you get down to the dominus tree and the very last ability. That'd be great. And I do agree with NeoCal. A codex with customizable tech priests, man, the more customization you can give the AdMech, the happier I'll be. I want to see some way of developing like characters. Also, I'll be right back because I got to use the restroom. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, back I am. Let's see what I miss. Yes, augment capacity, dream codex, spec one into secular discipline. Okay. It lets you call in troops for one cognition point. Oh, okay, that's really good. Yeah, I saw the first couple of abilities of Secutor, and I was like, well, that's kind of whatever. But then, if I can get troops for cheap, that'd be nice. What if the tech priest on the cover becomes a real model with a bunch of weapon options? That'd be really cool. I heard some stories that it's gonna be like our version of Mortarion or whoever. It would be cool to see that as a model. I think it would be incredibly detailed and incredibly interesting to see what it would look like. And usually they put any model or any art on the codex cover into the game. So I definitely want to see what they do with that one. Or what if it protect? Or what if Skitari protection or protectors get models? That would be sick. Are the Skitari protectors the guys with the pikes? Oh, so you get Cataphrons in this? Do you ever get Sicarians in this? Or am I just making that up? Also, I can't wait to get Cataphrons then. Oh my god, once I get Cataphrons, that's all I'm using. Like I want Castellans and Cataphrons. That's what I want to find this game. I have no idea where you get them. I've never gone that far, so not because I lost or anything, just I just never played it that far. Okay, so I know which way I'm going. Oh, got it. We got it. We got the meme. Damn not found. That's I love this meme. If you have the DLC, yes. I don't have the DLC, but I'll probably get it. I'll probably get it in one of the playthroughs. Okay, so I'm not going this way. I'm going this way. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Skitari protectors are big Skitari. They big lads. They have mounted las cannons. Oh, that's pretty cool. Are they like shoulder mounted? Skitari protectors serve as guards for the tech priest. I guess. Where are they in the lore? Because I've heard of like. Uh oh. I feel like this is bad. The last time I clicked on this one, it was bad. So this is good. This is bad. This is good. Um. Okay, that's a wash. Do you get two bads? So can you get two bads for glyphs on their shoulders, lore wise? Yeah, we got the Scavolia memes. The human skeleton, brown and crumbled with age, lies in the corner of their chamber, evidently one of the planet's original human settlers. Who knows how they met their end here in the dark of the Necron tubes. They're humans. We don't care about humans. Like, they're not Skitari. And we were rewarded for not caring about the humans. Look, we're machines. We were just people, you know? Like, we're our own thing. And my save cohort is made up of 6 priests, 2 Castellans, and 1 Cataphron. Dude, I'd love to have more tech priests. Um, I don't actually remember where they are in the lore. So I remember. So I started reading, and I'm terrible at reading fiction books. I started reading the Tech Priest of Mars or the Forges of Mars, whatever it's called. And I remember there's one Tech Priest with 2 Gatling cannon guns on his shoulders, and he was like in charge of the. Pardon me. He was in charge of the battle simulations. And he was surprised that the guard were getting through his simulation so easily, and then the Space Marines were just kind of like, oh, we're not even going to do it because we're too good for it. I don't think you can get too bad ruins. But that's weird because I could have sworn that one that was like a solar staff, like the solar system staff ruin, was a bad ruin because the last time I chose it, I got damaged. And this one gave me minus command points, so I don't know. I'll have to try it next time. I guess I'll have to try different ruins. They were in the book called Mechanicum, and another, but only 2 books. That's still good enough. I mean, 2 books is a lot of lore. What is this? There's one Necron Warrior. There's no way there's one Necron Warrior. So we have 1, 2, 3 tombs. Where is... Okay, so this is double shooty guy. This is double shooty guy. This is single shooty guy. So we're gonna... Oh. I'm gonna put him back here somewhere. I'm just gonna start the battle, and I'll summon in troops as I need them. Grab the 1 cognition point there. Maybe I shouldn't have. I'm more likely to go this path than this path. But this is going to open up to something. I just know it. This is going to have something pop up over here. Like, there's no way it doesn't, you know? Like, there's no way this is just one Necron Warrior. But, if it is, okay. If I can destroy it before anything happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like, move here. I'm going to get the scan. Yeah, there's a scan here. Ooh, 2 damage. Okay, so I'm going to move here. Get the scan. And then whack him. Oh, there we go. Something popped up. Canoptic Scarabs, scan platform. Okay. The one annoying thing is you have to resummon the troops. If you have to resummon the troops if you happen to lose them. Or not if you happen to lose them, but if you just like if you happen to like if I finish this mission and I've had troops summoned, kinda sucks, you know? Let's whack this guy a little bit more. There we go. We get our cognition point back. Let me read the chat a little bit. I don't actually remember. They were in a book called Mechanicum. Do you know pressing Q and E turns the board? I do not know that. I do now. Also, Neocal just took out a Necron by himself and scanned a station. Shoot the computers reduces the awakening timer. It doesn't give any Blackstone, sadly. I heard you could destroy the computers after you scan them. So, like, you can scan them, then shoot them to reduce the timer. I haven't been doing that just because I've been destroying the enemy. But maybe I should. Maybe whenever I have, like, an extra bit. But I've always felt like I'm kind of on the ropes. But yeah, imagine Escatari with a machine gun in one hand, a mounted las cannon on his shoulder, and an empty hand, so it could cast fist. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for anything like big and beefy in Scutari. I think that's something we lack. Like we definitely need like a big beefy unit. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna walk up and beat this warrior up. Do I want to though? I could probably walk over, scan. How the... Why does it path this way? Why, oh why? I have a Servo Skull. I have a Servo Skull that does damage. That is correct. Oh. Okay. Hey, there we go. We just finished the mission. There you go. Normally it makes you kill stuff. I'm kind of surprised that just ended the mission. I don't actually know. That would make a really cool lead choice. I don't actually know if you can. I'll have to try it. Um, yeah, we can. We'll probably try to stream. Let's next fight because we just finished this one so easily. Next one, I'm gonna try it. Let's see what happens. Like, I'm okay if I lose the mission, whatever. Yeah, it sucks. You'll never have that legendary ranger again. Heavy weapons Skitari team when? Oh, I love heavy weapons. Well, we already have heavy weapons Skitari teams. Like, they have three pretty good weapons, and the arc rifle got a pretty big buff from what I saw in the new codex. Well, that's gonna be really cool. How do you increase max cognition points? The way you increase the maximum number of cognition points you have is you don't fail missions like I did. So there were two missions that increase your pool by one, and I failed both of them like an idiot, including one where I just forgot I had canicles and then misused the canicle when I remembered I had it, to the point where it was actually kind of embarrassing. Um, but yeah, there are missions that let you increase your cognition pool to more because obviously there's like a canicle that gives you 6 cognition points. So there has to be a way to kind of get up to that point. Unfortunately, if you fail the mission, I don't know if you ever get a chance to get them again, but I unfortunately did really poorly in 2 missions. So let's see. A mural depicts Lord Icropus dominates the wall in the chamber. He depicted at the head of the grand procession Necrons, all carrying the implementation of Astromir Loft. So I can take some pictures. I can destroy the mural, enact the rituals of purity. I'm just gonna take some pictures. Scavelia is gonna be happy. Soothsayer, strategizer, conjecture. What prophecies did subject issue before slumber? Did they come to pass? Fascination increases. Good old Dean, right? Oh, we got some Blackstone. I remember an artist made a buff ranger where it had big mechanical arms the size of trees and a beautiful in that 4 panel comic. I haven't seen that one. That'd be cool to see. I'd I'd definitely love seeing assault cannons. I'd like seeing like if you ever seen like the Gatling guns on stealth suits from Tau, that'd be pretty cool to see. Like I said, that one tech priest, that was a really cool image. The one who had the battleground simulator and he had the two on his shoulders. That was really cool. And I definitely like to see. I definitely like to see like a big character, like on the cover of the new codex. Because if you ever seen on Reddit the one guy who made his own Primarch Perturabo, the his Primarch looked really good, and it was just this massive model. So I have 4 cognition points to start with. I'm gonna deploy some troops, but I'm gonna deploy them on the back line, and I should have my servo skulls back up. So if I can get my servo skulls up, and I can scan things. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Oh, those are turrets. Uh, that's scary. What? Why are there so many turrets? What is this thing? Okay, it's a death mark. Okay. So I basically just have to like blitz my way through this hallway. And then blitz my way into that hallway. Maybe blitz my way into this hallway? These are going to be hard turrets to destroy. Jeez. Warrior. Warrior. Acanthorite. Bunch of scarabs. Those come back. Okay. Just gonna deploy my tech priest in front. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Papa Judas. Like, I would be happy with rad weapons. We have so many abilities that work with them, but we only have like 3 rad weapons, which doesn't really make sense. I'll see if I can find the artist on Twitter. Don't worry, the art is not safe for work. You know, that's always good. See, I got acid damage, but I can cleanse it. I have cleanse. So I can cleanse. There we go. Well, let's destroy whatever this thing is first. Okay. So, the real question is, how far do these shoot? These little pylon things. That's bad. This stupid thing can overwatch on me. Screw it. Bad idea. Oh, hold on, I haven't used any mechanicals because the last fight went so smoothly. And that went very poorly. So I have this mechanical. I'm just gonna heal. Just gonna heal up. Okay, and I still get the benefit of the heal there. Just start shooting away at this guy. I don't like that guy. Just gonna phase shift. Yep. See. Okay. What is he overwatching? What is that guy overwatching? If he can literally target anything on my field, I'll be very upset. I mean, he might be able to target me now if I move into this position, but yeah, whatever. Zero damage. Kind of want to deal 1 damage to that, but it should be responsible. Just heal myself up as much as I can. He's trapped in combat. Go Magus Neocal. I'm cheering on Magus Neocal. As well as myself. I'd like to see more highly. I'll see if I can find. Okay, just run past the turrets. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm just gonna have to run past them and then. But I think I have to clear out the front part of this, and then I can probably split my tech priests. Because if all I have to do is scan this, what I'm scared of though is if I run past all of this, and it's not just scan the stuff, and I actually have to kill stuff. That's a bad place to be. See if I can destroy this thing. Let me grab some cognition points. Go here. I'll whack this guy. My big axe. Okay, there we go. But I'm not satisfied with that. I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna scan something. Heavy Onager style tank with a rad cannon is what I want. Dude, I would love any tank with a rad cannon. It's so sad. We have all these really cool abilities with like rad saturated and like radium weapons, and then you realize it's on rad saturated is on Vanguard and on Sulfur Hounds. And then radium weapons are on Vanguard and Dragoons. If they make the Dragoon playable, especially with the radium sale, like cool. But why isn't the Dragoon rad saturated? I guess because he's sitting up on the like little pedestal there, but come on. But See if I move here. Can I target this guy? Okay, so I cannot target this guy. No. Deploying troops is not optimal. See if I move here. Can I target this guy? I still can't target this guy. Okay. Positioning is not optimal. I don't really care about the servitor at this time. What's the range of these things? Wonder if I just move here. I can shoot this guy. Maybe I can move back. And kind of pop in and out. That way I'm safe from the turrets. And I can rush past them once I've kind of taken out enough Necrons. Or I could just run in. What happens if I just run in? Let's find out. Something bad happened. Okay. Well, it's a good thing the game stopped me there, because now I can smack this guy. Gonna whack him around. I wonder if we can just grab these 2 cognition points and just run the hell away. Let's see if I can do that. I get 1 cognition point, but I add to my movement by moving here, so like I gain something out of it. Let's see what happens if I just like skedaddle. Like I said, I would destroy one of these consoles, but there's a lot of turrets. I don't know what those turrets do, so. I wish radium weapons did splash damage. That'd be cool. I don't know. I think it would be too overpowered, though, because just, like, Vanguard have radium weapons. I wish rad weapons lowered the toughness at range 2. Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool. Like, if you had... I don't think it should be a mainstay of radium weapons. I think it should be something that use like a stratagem, even if it's a one-time use stratagem where it's like heavily radiated shells or something. That'd be really cool. I really think they messed up with the not the Metallica defense cohort special stratagem where it was like 3 command points to do a rad bombardment. That was like a mess. Like, why would you do that? That doesn't benefit anyone. So let's see what else. For continue to damage because there you got radioactive bullets in you. Maybe. I think it's hard to implement continuous damage though. The no attack opportunity works well with the pushback weapon. Oh, was that what it was? I didn't even realize that. Huh. I'm dumb. Like, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm not the smartest one when it comes to whatever I'm doing in this game. So this guy's gonna get healed by these scarabs, but yeah, whatever. That was a nice critical. Do I have anyone to heal? No, not really. I can save the points. Well, you can go away. Just phase out. There you go. That's the one nice thing is once you kind of learn these guys phase out, and if you're kind of clustered, it's not hard to kind of get away with some nonsense. Well, let's see if this guy just goes down. he just goes down. That's the nice thing about having that, like, cognition point axe. And sometimes just kind of do that. Sometimes you do that. This Skitarii Ranger, known as Pyro, is the best Skitarii Ranger in the game. I'm just gonna place this guy just to take out this Necron Warrior. And these Scarabs just... This is the one thing about this AI. Like, there's a reason for it, I'm sure. But I don't understand it. I'm going to shoot this guy down. I don't want to take out the Scarabs. I kind of have to take out the Scarabs because there's no way I can reach the back console here without taking out the Scarabs. Unfortunately, they're probably going to respawn because there's a bunch of spawning points. So this is not the Tech Priest with the... So I've been here, so I don't care about going here. Gonna move here and just whack away at this warrior. But he's probably not gonna take much. Okay, he took 2 damage. That's pretty good. Excessive healing, but... So this guy gets... Well, there's nowhere I can knock him back, so might as well also do that. Figured. Oh, actually, the Neocal Priest will be great at getting this one, because he has a lot of mobility. So I don't want him to be all the way up here. I want him to be like over here. I want to run through the turret field, and then I want to grab that one. So that's thinking ahead. The pathfinding for your priest is a little wacky. Yeah, a little bit. There's definitely ways that it could have been better. In a lot of cases, it seems like there was just a little bit of a oddity in that sense, but at the same time, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Ooh. Oh, okay. So it's going to kill that guy with my Servo Skull, because it does 1 damage, but I can just target the Scarabs. Might even be able to get rid of them. Not quite, but... Let's see, turrets are facing this way, so I just need to go here. Blocks out the Scarabs. Not ideal, but not really in any danger either. I should probably consider what this guy does, but I can't shoot there. There's nothing really for me to shoot here. I think I just go here, shoot this Necron Warrior, and fall back. Well, if I'm going to shoot this Necron Warrior, I should have probably gone into melee range. Tried to pick him off with attacks, because I'm going to spend the Cognition points anyway. In the off chance the mission requires me to destroy all enemies. But critical damage solves my poor play. And then I have a scan. I'm going to scan over here, because I don't need to go back there. I might still be able to destroy a console. Like, I'm so far ahead in this round. Well, so just move into like range. He's gonna get shot. That's a lot of damage. That's fine too. Can I shoot again? Nope. Is there like an ability that lets you shoot twice with like troops? I'd love that. That'd be nuts. These guys actually do pretty good damage. What? How? Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to run this guy all the way back here. But I'm going to delay his turn. And the reason being is he's my fast guy. And I feel like if I capture this, the game ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this guy over here and try to destroy the console to see if this gets reduced. Let's find out what happens. Delay. Okay. Okay. I'm going in. I also should have probably moved there. What? You're not doing damage to me. Fuck off. So I'm just going to start blasting away at this console. And then I can run away, I guess. Okay. Not what I wanted. What I wanted. Okay. Let's do some damage. If I destroy this... So I blew it up. It does. So we've proved it right here. What happens is, if you get the points, you get the Blackstone, you get the scan, it reduces the timer if you destroy it after the fact. That's important to know. And I'm going to move back here just to hide from the turrets. And get the free point there. Plus, I'm going to heal off that free point. But yeah, so now we know we've proved it here. You can destroy a console after you've harvested it to gain the reduction. So if you ever can, you want to destroy those consoles. Yes, the Vanguard gets an inbuilt one, and part of the Secutor kit lets you do that with multiple guys at once. Okay, so we're definitely going to have a Secutor. So we're going to get another, from what I understand, you were saying you can get like multiple tech priests. Obviously you can, because we've got a third one. Once we get a third one, we're naming it after you, Ethan D. Like, you've been a font of knowledge. Okay, so now I'm going to run NeoCal. I can actually run Warwolves, but I don't want to. I'm going to delay him. I've said it's going to be NeoCal. It's going to be NeoCal. It's going to delay. Delay. There we go. So let's see what where is this going? I'm going to run. I'm going to run all the way. Run, Neo, run. What is this? Oh, you can get blasted? Okay, it's a Necron Warrior or whatever, I don't care. You're going to run back and butcher that warrior if you need to. Okay, so it is a kill all enemies. It's good that I kind of did what I did when I did. So you're going to go back, you're going to butcher this warrior. There's this warrior over here. There's this warrior over here. For one cognition point, I get all the way back. There you go, you're a fast guy. Also, I'm an idiot. And the reason I'm an idiot is I just got into like engagement range before I shot any weapons. That being said, I mean, you have 2 mechadendrites. I'm gonna whack him again. If he moves back, I'll go in engagement range. Maybe I should have just killed the console. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's some benefit to, like, reducing this counter. But I feel like I'm not going to reduce it substantially enough. I feel like I'm just going to get to where it was kind of before. And plus, all my stuff is, like, delayed in turns with Machine Spirit active. So I can just kind of take my time here. I can move here, and then I can still have a Land of Fire through that area in case the axe doesn't kill him. Axe doesn't kill him. Holy shit, 6 damage. Damn, like an everyday tech priest, we must remember this knowledge. Yeah. Thanks, ain't school as hell. Ah, dude, you've been a huge help this run. Low DPS menace. Yeah, I'm not the best at DPSing. I'll be honest, like I used to play World of Warcraft. I was never the best DPS. Like I was a rogue and I understand rogues always had good DPS, but like I always played the worst spec. But I did okay. I just got like good at like the mechanics. That's all you have to do is just get good at mechanics. Once you know those, you're golden. Let's go here. Well, let's be smart. Let's move here first. Shoot. Then move into range with the Necron Warrior. I don't think I have to destroy the turrets. That might have changed how I play things. So I go back here, and I'm just going to smack this guy with the axe. Because that guy's going to take no physical damage. And I need Pyro over here to deal with that nonsense. Let's grab the random cognition point. This guy's doing nothing for the rest of the game. This guy's also kind of weak. Like, this is where, like, a good split of, like, Vanguard and Skitarii is good. Because of energy weapons and the like. Okay. I'm calling it now. Ranger Pyro is gonna finish off this guy unless he moves somewhere weird. What? Come on. Go over there. Okay. Ranger Pyro is definitely gonna finish this guy off. I'm gonna let him finish him off as well. There's some potential that I could have potentially moved into range and fired at him, but I think I can get the Pyro here and just burn this guy down. Let's do it. Let's delay turn. Here we go. Here we go. This is your moment, Pyro. If you can't reach this guy in range, you can. There you go. 2 damage exact. See, you're humble. You're humble. You're gonna humbly destroy him. That was a surprisingly easy mission. I don't get why that was so easy. Done building the Sulfur Hounds for now. Starting build on my first Sidonian Dragoon. Aw, dude, I really hope the Sidonian Dragoon's good in the next expansion. He used to be like the best fast attack choice, and then he became the worst one, or one of the worst ones. I don't want to say he's the worst, but like, it's sad because he's such a cool like concept where it's a melee fast attack for AdMech, and all of a sudden the rules changes kind of moved it away from that. But I feel like they're probably going to compensate for that in the codex, and I'd be super happy if they do. See, there you go. Perfect roll. Here we go. It's interesting though that the Vanguard costs less Blackstone than the Rangers there. That's the other nice thing about having so much healing is you get so efficient with your Blackstone because you're spending so little on repair costs that you ultimately come back with so much more. I think these are some nice items. Um, 9 cognition points. So you have to be able to get up to 9 cognition points in some way. So there's still hope for me yet. Currently have sterilizers. Would having sulfur hounds be a good idea, or would raiders be a better idea based on the leaks as well? Again, I'm not going to make any decisions on the leaks. The problem with the leaks is we don't know the points. So I can make a call based on the stats, and I can be completely wrong simply because the points change things. Pardon me. The reason the Raiders are so good is that yeah. So the reason the Raiders are so good is because they're so points efficient. They're still good even without the points efficiency to some extent, but if you make them significantly more points so that they're a fair amount of points, like I don't think the Raiders are good if they're fairly costed. And the reason being is that, yes, they're very mobile, and yes, they have tactical oblique, but the problem is the second you make them fairly costed, they go down in the sense that they're no longer able to have that like kind of very good stat line. And tactical oblique is kind of expensive for a stratagem, and it's very situational in a lot of cases. So if like you're against the gunline army, which are coming back to a certain extent, it's not going to do what you wish it to do. So I think Sulfur Hounds are the better unit in terms of stats. But that being said, I think the Raiders need to be undercosted to a certain point. So it's very hard to say. Like, yeah, like we don't know the rules. We don't know what's going on with them. I think the Raiders are still going to be good, but I think they're going to um, have a potential fall off if the points aren't right. And the nice thing about like modern Games Workshop is that Games Workshop is willing to change points very proactively. So with the FAQs and the points updates, I'm very happy with that because it sucks that like yeah, our codexes become worse. Or not worse, but like our codexes become obsolete faster, like the physical version of it, because I enjoy collecting the physical version of it. However, I'm happy that they're willing to sacrifice that to a certain extent to make a better game overall. And that's something that I think is very important. Well, you're buying the Legendary Ranger. Of course, that Ranger is a hero. In fact, I'm probably going to paint a Ranger. Uh, you know what? Post on one of my videos or something, or like, somewhere. Post where after this is up as an upload, because after I finish the stream, it's gonna be up and as upload. Post like a color scheme, and I'll paint in that color scheme. I'll paint a ranger in your honor because you've done so much work there, and you've been engaged in the chat. I'd like to get back to community in that sense. But ignoring every bit of advice I've heard and building the Radium Giselle, I want the Radium Giselle to be good. Like the Radium Giselle is like a really cool item. Like it's one of those items that I think might be good. The new stats that were leaked are interesting for it, and I think if they just make the points correct for it, it can be good. I think there's a lot of opportunity with the Radium Giselle as an item, and it would be cool to have that option on the Dragoons as something that's very potent, especially with like Master Annihilator in the, I believe it's Metallica who has that in the new Warzone Caradon rules. That would be really cool. Like if you can make it that much more potent. So maybe they don't have the scat move or the fallback when charging. That's hard to say though. The problem is like the Raiders aren't an output unit. They kind of need their abilities to work. So they need to be a low cost unless they really buff the stat line. Well, we know they aren't buffing the stat line of the Raiders. Um, the Raiders are a utility unit, so they need their special abilities and other factors to make them work as well as they do. So I don't think there's a solution in that sense, and the stat line doesn't make them significant enough, I guess, in the sense that like you would take them over the Silver Hounds. Like the Silver Hounds are a much easier choice in terms of raw power, and we've seen the Sulfur Hounds break out in tournament play to some extent. It's just that the raw power of the entire AdMech Codex is kind of high, and the raw power of the fast attack choice is so high that they're competing with a lot of very powerful choices. So when they do see play, it's usually when there's a lot of fast attack choices involved. That being said, I think there's probably some middle ground where you say, okay, maybe there's some opportunity to take a certain amount of Silver Hounds without taking up a unit slot or something of that nature, which they've been doing with other armies. Do you have a channel Discord server? No, I don't, unfortunately. I've been meaning to set one up, but I'm not online enough to take advantage of a Discord server. So these streams kind of function as a Discord server in that sense. Um, I'm eventually gonna have a Discord server. I just think you'll be dead if I set it up right now. And I don't want to set up a Discord server and just have it be dead, because the problem is like once you've established kind of like the frame of mind of people of saying, "Oh, I'm not going to visit that server because there's no one on," you end up in a situation where people don't come back to it as easily. And the problem is I travel a lot for work and things like that, so it's hard for me to be on a lot. That's why I don't have like a stream schedule. It's all kind of spur of the moment. Should I send you my painted ranger? Could give you an idea. Yeah, if do you have me added on Reddit, or you can find my subreddit on any of the newer videos. You can actually send it to me on Reddit. I'll paint one up. I'll paint one up on your style, just for the fun of it. Get him to paint it like Marvin the Martian. Hey, I'll paint it like Marvin the Martian. That guy was he had his own thing. They're glass cannon sulfur hounds. I don't think they're really glass cannons. I think they're not tanky, but they're not really glass cannons either. I think the bigger problem is like flamers aren't particularly great because swarms aren't the big thing. I think if swarms end up being a big part of the meta, which we've been seeing to some extent, we might see sulfur hounds becoming a thing. And we've seen a little bit with the sisters in the sense that like you've seen Seraphim squads, which was very interesting to me, where a Seraphim squad had a hand flamer and an Inferno pistol Seraphim in it, which is an odd mix, but it still did very well. I think there's situations where if you see more flamers, you're gonna see more sulfur hounds. But as long as the meta kind of trends towards the elite style of play, the sulfur hounds are gonna be weaker than other options in that sense. I'll see what my username is. Hey, you don't have to send Reddit. I mean, you can just link it in one of the videos. Like I said, this is going to be up as an upload. For now, I'm just going to have these streams uploaded as a video on my channel. If it becomes a problem or it becomes too messy, I'll consider having them hidden and then putting them on another channel or something of that nature, just to make it cleaner for other people who want to view my channel. Because I found you based on Reddit. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people probably found me off Reddit. I like flamers because I don't have to roll to hit. That's a big part of it. The biggest issue of flamers isn't anything, it's just the low strength profile. The stronger the strength profile and the armor penetration on Flamer, the better they are. I think there's definitely room in the meta for Flamers. I just think and I think maybe something like Drakari, it, as we're viewing it now, might make Flamers more popular because they're more susceptible to Flamers. So that's maybe something that we see come out of it because so far, when the meta started, it was Meltas and then Melta like weapons and things of that nature, with us having autocannons and everything else. But as time goes on, I think we're going to have more options for flamers. I think we're going to see more swarm units because swarms have done kind of well in tournaments in the sense that there have been tournaments where swarms just won because so many armies went with like very heavy melta builds and anti-elite builds, and they couldn't deal with swarms in that sense. I've got to bounce for a bit. Thanks for the stream. I might be back soon. So, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm actually going to probably stop streaming really soon. It's been 2 hours and I have to wake up for work in the morning. Um, I have a pretty demanding job, so to some extent, I have to be less of a zombie nowadays, unfortunately. I wish I could be. I wish I could stay up and like stream longer because I definitely enjoy doing these because you guys have some really cool questions and comments. Um, but what about Flamer's Breath, considering it's now Armor Penetration 2? Yeah, Armor Penetration 2 is pretty good. I think the Flamer's Breath is good. I'll have to check the strength on it. Damn, the Canadian dollar is rising. Holy moly, close to 85 cents compared to the USD. Hey, I wish you all the best of luck up north. Like, I'm not far from north. I actually work with the company I work with is, I think the headquarters is probably Canada. So maybe someday I'll end up there, but I work in the United States. I'm in the Boston, Massachusetts area. Um, I've been to Canada a few times for work and things like that, but mostly I go further south. Huh. So buying a kit for you guys is cheaper? Hey, congratulations. Like like that's cool. Um, it's always interesting because I remember I made a video where talking about Sisters of Battle prices, and people were commenting that they had very drastically different prices in Europe to the point where something like a Seraphim squad is actually rather expensive in the United States to the point where it doesn't make sense to buy a Zephyr Seraphim squad unless you're going in that direction. But in Europe, they're like $30 or something. It's kind of silly. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of you guys for like tuning in. It's been a lot of fun and made this playthrough super fun. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna go to bed now, and we'll resume the stream. I think the next time is gonna be another Saturday stream, mostly because I have kind of a busy week coming up. I definitely can't stream Friday. Sorry, pardon me. I definitely can't stream Friday, but like maybe Thursday. Though Thursday's really contingent, and Wednesday's also rather busy. So, most likely Saturday's going to be the next one. I'll try to fit one in earlier, but depending on my schedule, it might not happen. And thanks for the stream. Yeah, no, thank you for tuning in. I mean, you guys make it like so worth it to do this because honestly, if I was just talking into the void, it would be way less interesting. And thank you to Ethan D. I really appreciate like you guys definitely the difference between playing this game like Mechanicus by yourself and playing the game with having people to talk to is very different, and it's really fun being able to do this. Like when I started, I'm talking to myself kind of. It's like yeah, I can do that, but once people start interacting, that's where it becomes really fun. I believe the like, gaming shop is 45.50 for Rangers. Oh jeez, you're you're way cheaper than US though, because 45.50 is so in US I think it's like $44 for a box of Skitari. So for you guys, 45.50 and then the exchange rate. So you guys are getting a really good deal. got to wake up around 5:30. That's early. I'm definitely not a morning person. Jake Lockwood said, "YOLO the vids, keep up the good work, man." Thank you so much. I'll definitely keep making them. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in the works. I want to go back to uploading twice a week, but I don't know how possible it is with my schedule at this time. When things kind of slow down, I'll definitely pick up more uploads, and I want to do that because it lets me make a series in a reasonable amount of time instead of essentially making like a series that's like 3 months long. That's never fun for anyone. And even then, like even if I'm uploading 2 times a week and I'm doing two series at once, it's like 2.5 months per series at best. And I'd love to find a way to make it faster. I think I just need to like be okay with uploading half videos like I did with the Necrons. I definitely did a lot of like part one, part two of the same topic on Necrons, and I think that made it a lot easier because otherwise I'm doing incredibly long videos, which makes it kind of hard to get everything in one sitting, to be clear. Well, damn it. I feel bad for being the fifth person who just joined. That's okay. Everyone has different times. I mean, I try to put it up a little early, but then everything broke, so nothing got posted correctly. Unfortunately, I'm still figuring this out, so maybe I can get it right one of these days. Sure thing. I'm glad to be able to impart a ridiculous large amount of knowledge about this game. Hey, I'm definitely happy to get that knowledge. Like I said, I'm a complete noob at this game. My play is probably terrible. I'm sure someone who's good at this game watching this is like uh, watching me flail about like a crazy person. Look forward to serving you as a secutor. Once we get you a tech priest, you're the next one in line. From GW itself, it's like $50 to $55 for Rangers, while Sister Squad is wow, $70 for a Sister Squad. That's excessive. Even with the exchange rate, that's pretty high. But yeah, that's one nice thing is most local game stores or like smaller companies will give you a 15% discount or so. $50 Canadian for a box of Skitari. I could see $50. Like $50 Canadian to $44 US is roughly correct. It's not quite the same, but obviously there's different taxes, tariffs, etc. Um, I'm big into the finance thing, so I can definitely ramble on about taxes and other things and how all of that works, but I won't get into that now. I'm looking forward to discussing random topics that somehow go back to 40K some way. Yeah, no, that's the funnest thing about these streams. It's like I get to talk about nonsense that's just kind of on my mind, and not always nonsense, but sometimes it's like actual important topics. But there's so much stuff that like goes through my head in like in a lot of senses where I don't really have a video to make about it. I don't really have a way to incorporate into a series. So being able to talk about some stuff is really fun in that sense as well. And like I said, it gives there's an opportunity to kind of play the game while also kind of taking breaks as I feel needed to talk to you guys. And it makes this game much more enjoyable to play because I'll tell you, usually when I played it by myself, it'd be like, okay, I'll play one mission, I'll kind of get bored halfway through, and then I'll stop. And you probably saw while you're watching this, like I'll take moments of pause to kind of answer questions and things like that. And that's because, like, it's a fun game. Don't get me wrong, but there's only so much I can play it without kind of getting sidetracked. And having that ability to kind of distract myself is a great way to kind of say, okay, I'll take a couple minutes, then I'll come back to it, then I'll take a couple minutes, and I'll come back to it, and it keeps it much more entertaining. You remind me of a scientist that streamed before. Which scientist was that? Fujosovic was the dude to talk random stuff, but work got that man busy. Yeah, I mean that's true. There might be a day where like again I've had situations where I had to miss a video upload. I missed one a couple weeks ago. To give you guys an idea of how crazy that schedule was. So there was one day where I had to go bail someone out, then go to a closing. Then the week after that, I was on planes pretty much every single day. Not every single day. It was like 3 days out of the 5 days of the work week. And the bailout story isn't that exciting. It was. Let me tell you this: if you ever have to go bail anyone out, it's the most boring thing ever. You show up at a court and you sit there and then you wait for the judge to basically call you to the stand and you I got up there, like literally the judge called me up. I stood up. The judge said thank you for showing up and then said you can sit back down, and that was great. And they didn't put any, it wasn't an exciting story. There wasn't like any like crime or anything. It was just a misunderstanding for whoever got arrested. And they basically said sit back down, and I sat back down. They released the person. There was no bail assigned to it. There is a court case, but again, it's one of those things. Um, and then the same day, I ended up going to a closing to pull some money out of property to move into a different property. Um, so that's a bit complicated, but it was a busy couple of weeks. He was a Hearthstone streamer that I watched in high school. Oh damn! How many crying children did you encounter? Number one, actually Hearthstone. I used to stream Hearthstone like way back. I'm not that person, but I did do a little bit of Hearthstone. I don't even remember my account name on that game, but I did because I got Legend, and yeah, it was a lot of fun when I streamed it. I think the game has gotten kind of worse, and to a point where it's kind of unplayable. But I used to stream hard. I think it was Twitch. I think that was the platform I used. But again, I wasn't particularly great. I just got Legend, and I was just okay at it. But in terms of crying children, none. There was no one really in the courtroom. It was basically all lawyers, and most of it was over the telephone because of COVID, obviously. And hopefully, now that I said that, YouTube doesn't delete my channel. Um, but it was basically I showed up. There was no one really in the courtroom except a couple people. I waited through three or four people who were all basically petty crimes. It was like this guy got a ticket, that guy got a ticket, whatever. And then it was my turn. I got up. Like I said, I went up to stand. The judge saw me. He said, "Okay, we know this guy's linked to the community. Let him go." I figured I'd have to pay some cash. No, none of that. It was literally the most boring thing ever, and you just had to sit there and wait through like all the legalese of listening to people talk about silly things. And I can tell you the case now was literally the person just ended up in a he ended up in the back of a car that wasn't his. He was a little drunk, and he thought it was his car. He fell asleep in it, and then the owner of the car showed up, thought there was a stranger in their car, called the police. The police arrested the guy. Find out, okay, you know, it was a very simple thing. Don't drink to excess, kids. That's the moral of the story. And don't fall asleep in someone else's car. The police don't take kindly to that. Oh, the planes? No, there were tons of children in the planes. The worst part was it was Florida, so there was nothing but children. There was nothing but families with children. I spent a week in Florida, and I flew to different parts of it, and it was from Orlando to different parts of Florida. So it was literally all children. And the worst part is, so if you're a constant flyer, you run into situations where there are two people you don't want to be behind as families, because they count as one ping essentially in terms of showing IDs, but in terms of taking everything out of their bags and things like that to put into like the X-ray machine, that's miserable. Um, and you just end up spending so much more time. So like in Boston, because things are still kind of locked down, the airports are dead. In Florida, because things are open, the airports are busy. Not as busy as they used to be, but you end up in this weird situation where you're just waiting so long to get through the lines. and you realize like the bad parts of it. The other person you don't want to be behind is who's doesn't know how to go through an airplane. I remember one guy. This wasn't in Florida. This was in a different plane trip. He goes through the scan thing, and I don't think he spoke English, so he goes through it, and the security tells him to stop because he triggered some alarm because he had like a belt buckle on or something. So he raises his hands like he's being arrested. At some point, he tried to get into a wheelchair because he thought they were bringing it for him, even though he didn't need it for any reason. He just didn't know what was going on. It was just this weird situation. It was funny from like an observer point of view, but it was definitely time consuming, especially because I was kind of running late to my flight. But it was also interesting to see someone who doesn't necessarily speak the language stuck in that situation and how they reacted to it because they were obviously from somewhere that had a much more authoritarian type of governance because of the way they were reacting to things. They were very quick to kind of put their hands up and things like that. Maybe I'll animate that tail once I'm good at it as a little joke, maybe. Hey, if you're an animator, that'd be cool. I'd love to see some of your animations. Like, animation is really cool. Like, it takes a lot of work, and like I said, I like animation as an art form, and I think there's so much to it. I grew up on a lot of that stuff. I grew up on Adult Swim and, some of that anime and Toonami and things like that. So, to me, it holds a special place in my heart. And I think if you ever visit my subreddit, I actually posted if you ever seen the show Serial Project or Serial Experiment Lane. I posted a thing saying, "Hey, this is the original Machine Spirit." Because if you ever watch that anime, some things don't hold up because it's made to be trippy, but the parts that are good about it are very good. And I think it was one of those shows that you can kind of rewatch, even though it was made 30 years ago. You can rewatch it today and get a lot of the same stuff out of it. And I think that's one of those shows that like people should see. And it's only 13 episodes long. It starts off with something that you don't really see in animated shows nowadays and just continues down like the path of crazy. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate all of you coming by. I'm going to call it here tonight because I do have to get some sleep. I actually ended up going a little bit longer than I even expected. We'll resume, I think, Saturday, but I'll post the next session as I always do. If you look at my community tab, I post when I'm going to stream next. I usually like to give it at least 1 day of notice. It kind of depends on my schedule and how I'm feeling. So weekdays are variable. I'm going to try to keep at least one stream Saturday. Sundays are going to always be an upload. So the next upload is going to be Death Guard. It's going to be troop choices. If you haven't seen my Necron upload, which is the named characters, it was a very interesting upload because I started off thinking it would be a very short upload, and I ended up making it very long because it was 30 minutes long by the time I finished it. And mostly because the Necron characters are super interesting, and they're not as overcost as people think. I honestly thought they were going to be super overcosted, and I was just going to be like, okay, this character is overcosted, that character is overcosted, that character is overcosted. In reality, they're pretty close to playable. Um, so yeah, give it a look. I think Illumina Zeris and other characters are really interesting. I think there's a lot of potential in them. Maybe a small points tweak, but it's a good video. I liked it. I had a lot of fun making it. I didn't quite expect to have that much fun making it. And one last comment before I log off. Well, I'm feeling old now. I grew up on He-Man, the real Ghostbusters, the original Ninja Turtles, the original Transformers. So I think when I was a kid, and I'll answer this question, or not this question, but this comment. There was the Extreme Ghostbusters, where there was a goth girl, a guy in a wheelchair, and two other guys, which I don't remember. They were like the second generation, and that show gave me nightmares. There was Beast Wars, which was Transformers in a 3D software. There was definitely Ninja Turtles. I don't know if they're the original or not. Um, I think He-Man was still around, just not as popular. Power Rangers were definitely a big thing when I was growing up. The original Power Rangers with the Green Ranger and everything else, because he shows up at a lot of conventions. So I used to work gaming conventions when I was in college for different companies, and I remember he was a big name that showed up at a lot of them. So I worked like PAX East, I worked Anime Boston, I worked for a company, not for the convention itself. So don't get me wrong on that. It was just basically a company that bought a booth at the convention to sell their product, and that was a lot of fun. Um, I made pretty good money there. That was actually surprisingly well paying. And what else was big in my time? Toonami was a little bit when I was a little bit older. Adult Swim was definitely when I was in high school, roughly. Adult Swim came out. Um, Dexter's Lab was a big one. Powerpuff Girls, but I didn't get too much into it, which is interesting because that's another Tartakovsky production. And the reason I remember Powerpuff Girls was I'm actually Russian, so I don't know how many people know this. There was an episode where they had a Russian taxi driver who was screaming, and my parents were like, "Oh, I didn't know cartoons had this in it." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." My dad was or my stepfather was a Russian taxi driver, which is interesting. So he kind of oddly related to that. Um, he still is. He still does things like that. But yeah. Anyway, that's kind of a look into my life. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll do this again. Maybe it'll be Thursday at the earliest, Saturday at the latest, Sunday a new video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have a good one.